So yeah, I did move to Los Angeles. Maybe we should start from the beginning. First, let's sit down and appreciate this moment that I've been dreaming for such a long time. And also because it wasn't always easy to get a visa to move to the US. So yeah, I did move here 2 weeks ago. I'm actually currently not even in Los Angeles. I'm down south in Carlsbad in my good friend Abe and Zadia's house for the next few days until I get my own place in Los Angeles. But yeah, moving here was not easy. There's so many things. And I mean, just bringing all my gears and clothes and everything I have over here was a struggle. Wish me luck. Looks like it's working. I have another present. Straight from Sweden. Oh my god.
Well, welcome. This guy on his way to his first $1 billion here. Let's go!
Oh my god. Welcome home. Oh my god. It's the first ever sunset in California as a resident. So now that I finally moved to California, I thought I would restart making videos on YouTube here. I'm planning on scheduling one video every single Sunday for the next month. And they're gonna be like quite interesting. I have already worked on a YouTube Masterplan, which has a lot of subjects that I think you guys would be interested about. And as a restart of making YouTube videos, I mean, I thought we should start with a Q&A because I've had a lot of questions over on Instagram about the move here. So I thought I would sit down. So first of all, visa related. What visa are you on? How easy was it to get a visa? Which criteria you gotta fulfill? Is this a long-term or short-term living? So the visa that I have is an O1B visa, which is a talent-based visa, which allows you to stay and live here for 3 years and work from here. Basically anything with talent. So if you're a chef, if you're a painter, if you are someone with a very specific talent, for example, in science or whatever, you can apply for O1 visa. And getting a visa like this is not that hard, but you have to prove a lot of different things. First, you need to get a lawyer because you cannot do all the paperwork yourself, even if you're really good with paperwork. Second, you're gonna have to prove a lot of different things. Brands or people you've worked with in the past that are credible. Then you need to prove that you will have some work over the next 3 years of your visa while being in the US. And let me tell you, to gather all of these informations took like almost 2 years to complete. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. And how much? Well, lawyer, the application fee, fast processing because you also don't want to wait 6 months to get a reply from the immigration services, petitioner fee, all the papers fee, like everything. I think in total you have to think about spending between 10 to 15K for a visa, depending on the case, depending on your lawyer. And yeah, it is a visa, so it is not a green card, it is not an American passport. It only allows me to stay here for 3 years, and if I want to renew it afterwards, I can. Yeah, it is a short, long-term living here. Next. Whoa. Will Colette join me in the US? No, I bought Colette in 2020 in LA to ship it to France. I'm not gonna ship it back to LA. Colette belongs to the south of France because an American car in the south of France is so much better than an American car in America. And I'll buy a car here, but I will be in a separate video. What did you like most about living in Stockholm? I did love being so close to the entire Cinormal family that we have over there. It was so good because, as you know, I'm actively working at Cinormal as a creative director. We have a lot of things coming. We've been working on so many different collections over the past month, which I'm very, very proud of. But also, yes, Stockholm itself is an amazing city. It's, I must say, one of the most beautiful cities I've lived. One of the most condensed, best culinary experience I've ever had. It's literally insane the amount of good restaurants and bars and places there is in such a small area. But yeah, I'm not a winter person and I cannot live that long far from the sun, so Stockholm is not for me, unfortunately, and that's also why I moved here. So this is probably the second question I got the most. Why did I choose LA? I mean, this is a long story. I need to like sit down comfortably because I feel like I could talk about this forever. The first time I ever came to LA was in 2007, if I remember correctly. I was 17 years old and my mom basically sent me, luckily, thank you mom, you're the best, really, really the best. She sent me on a English learning course here, not in LA, but in Long Beach, which is not too far from LA, for a month during the summer. I've always been fascinated about the US for some reason. I think it's both from movies, from skateboard culture, from, I don't know, sometimes you grew up with an idea of a place, and I got lucky to travel for the very first time here. It blew my mind. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. As soon as I landed, I remember the first time I was in the streets of LA, I was just like mind blown about how big everything was, how impressive everything was, how nice people were. Also the American dream, and that first trip really got me to feel like I was supposed to actually be born in the US for some reason. So the crazy part was that as soon as I left Long Beach on that little 1 month trip and I was taken back to France, I had a feeling that I was basically taken out of my country for some reason. I felt at home here. So since then, and it has been 15 years, for the past 15 years, I have been having in mind the idea of actually moving here at some point in my life. I'm living here. So yeah, enough of that little backstory. Now to the questions. Did you consider any other cities in the US? No, I've always wanted to move to California in general, but definitely Los Angeles. Do you feel LA is a better place to focus on wellness than other countries in Europe? Yes, 100%. From every perspective, both working out, food options as well, anything health related. I feel like being here in California, it does feel like the interest around health in general is 5 to 10 years ahead of what we're dealing with in Europe for some reason. This is my personal perspective. Hey, are you gonna run, by the way?
Yeah.
As I told earlier, I moved in to Abe's place. You know Abe, his limits. From GoPro, we worked on so many projects in the past together. But yeah, this is what I love about the lifestyle here in California. People are so active. Even if you have a busy work like he does, they'll go on surf in the morning for sunrise. Still go on run in the afternoon for sunset.
Gotta get outside.
We gotta get outside and enjoy this. Almost done. Okay, now back to the Q&A. How do you decide how to prioritize your work with fun in a city like LA? That's a very valid question because I have a feeling that here I do have a lot of friends with a lot of free time. And that's not because they don't work, it's more because they manage to balance work and fun time a lot better than most of my friends in Europe. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe it's the lifestyle that drives you into actually being like this. I do feel that being in an environment like this will help me work smarter for sure and have even more time in my day-to-day life. What are some big noticeable differences, both good or bad, between the USA and Europe? Mainly from a personal perspective, I'm struggling a bit with the American system right now because, as I explained to most of my friends, it's a bit of that snake that bites his own tail. Like, you want to get a driver license, but to get a driver license you have to have a proof of residency, which you'll get only if you have a local ID, which is a driver license. Or you want to open a bank account, but the bank account you need a proof of residency, and if if you don't have any mortgage yet because you're not renting a place like I'm not right now, or any utility bills or anything like this, then you cannot get a social security number. And social security number is the thing that will get you into the system to be able to, it's basically a mind fuck thing where it's so many different factors linked together. But yeah, it's very different. But what I do prefer here is definitely the lifestyle and the mentality in general. Oh, and also the opportunities, because people here tend to say yes way more than Europe, where people usually say no to stuff, especially in France. People like to complain. Here, people like to greet you and be stoked about what you do. And the opportunities here, so much better than in Europe. And that's, I think, for any industry, not just like the creative world or anything like this. Do you feel more inspired? Yes, I do feel way more inspired. And I think it's valid for anyone. If you love the environment where you are, then you always feel more inspired about absolutely everything. So yeah, I do feel more inspired. Okay, now plans for the future. I have so many plans. Eventually, when you start new life somewhere, there's a lot of things to do, which I'll have to start with. You know it, the car, the insurance, get papers, get driver license, company set up, find a place, settle, everything basically. But my future plans are very YouTube related. So I have a lot of things planned on this YouTube channel, as I said before, and also on a video production side. I will also do more production for clients. And yeah, it's gonna be some pretty busy weeks, months, years, let's see. Editing and storytelling course. If you want, please let me know down there in the comments as well. I would love to know if you want to learn more about YouTube videos, filming, editing, anything that comes into place to create content, whether it's on your phone, a camera, anything, let me know. What about the Bali Villa project? First of all, it's not in Bali, it's in Lombok, so it's the island next to Bali. And yes, I am planning on finally updating you guys, and it's part of this YouTube series also that I'm gonna do, about my villa project in Lombok, in Tampa Hills. And to finish, when will we have a vlog with Riley? Riley, if you watch this, when can we make a vlog together? Riley just got a little baby with Paige, and I haven't seen them since I moved to LA, so I'll definitely have to come and say hi. But yeah, this is also one of the theme of some of my next YouTube videos. I want to join a few of my friends around the world, for example Riley, for example Abe, for example Oscar Baque, and a bunch of other ones, to follow them on their work or daily life for 24 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna do this series called 24 Hours in the Life of, and it would be a great start to do it with Riley, for example. So now, that's the end of the video, so see you in the next one.